Hello everyone, welcome back to the module 5 of our AI engineering crash course. In this module, we'll talk about AI agents. Before that, we went through a simple presentation of AI engineering, prompting, we went through different APIs and different LLM frameworks, we went through retrieval augmented generation, and here we are talking about AI agents. AI agents are really popular right now and seems to be the go-to way to build effective LLM applications. So in this module, we'll talk about AI agents in general, the introduction to the concept, and I will show you with different frameworks how to build AI agents. And at the end, I was planning to do a project, but we'll do the project on the channel later to have the time to build a complete and useful product at the end. So let's get started. When talking about AI agents, we have a lot of confusion about the definition of the term, what it actually means, what we can consider as agent or not. And I think this article is the best article we can have on the subject, the article from Entropy. They're actually defining what an AI agent is. They are going through different type of AI agents and also how to build them. Okay, so different paradigm and different way to orchestrate agents. I did a first video about this. I will just be going through it briefly. I will put the link to the complete video in the description where I go through each concept and try to explain it. So as you can see here, the first thing we remark is that when you talk about AI agents, we have the term augmented LLM here. So LLM is actually just a model where you give an input and you get an output. But with the augmented LLM, you have many other components. So we have the input, the output, but you have three more components. The first component is a knowledge base, where the LLM can query and get knowledge from. We have the tool component that the LLM can call to perform specific actions. And we have the memory that the LLM can call also to remind itself from some steps, from previous steps. So this is quite important because all of the single agents that we have in a composition, in an orchestration of agents need to have these components. Okay, at least few, 1, 2, or 3 of these components. So now, according to Anthropic, we have two different type of AI agents. We have workflow agents and we have real AI agents. So workflow agents, as the name can definitely tell, means orchestration in general. So it just means you chain multiple LLM to do a specific task. So it can be something like this, just chaining them. It can be so the term here, the recurring term here is that you have a predictable set of step to take to perform the whole workflow. Okay, so in this case, you call the first LLM, you get the gate, you call the second LLM, or you exit, or you call the third LLM and you output. So this can be considered as an AI agent, but actually the workflow, a workflow type of AI agent. And as you can see here, it's just chaining different LLMs. Same for down here when you have a router calling. So you can predict what will happen. Okay, you can predict what the LLM will do based on the input. You can say, okay, the LLM gets the router and call one of these tools and get the output. So this is a finite amount of step that the LLM can take to actually perform the action that's given. Okay. Internally, these agents can be calling tools, getting knowledge from a knowledge base, or directly requesting some few things from the memory. But in general, these are some kind of orchestration you can build with LLM. Same for other things here. You can see different paradigm, parallelization, orchestrator workers. I think the most interesting is this one, evaluation optimizer. And I will show you that, I will show you how to build one of these, especially this one, with through AI, with LangGraph, and with AutoGen. Swarm AI is still in development, so we'll not be talking about it here. Same for AutoGen somehow, but yeah, we can still get it and provide some few concepts about the latest version of AutoGen. But what I can also add is that at the end here, you will see agents. And the agents here needs to be independent. So I think you will have the term somewhere here. The independency of the LLMs of the agents is a key concept, a key differentiator from the workflow. Okay, so here, for example, you give an input to the LLM, or you interact with the LLM to give inputs to the LLM, and the LLM interact with the environment. The environment can be tools, it can be interpreter, it can be a browser, it can be many other things, and it's able to come back with a solution and give you the solution or just give you an output, right? And here you cannot define clearly the LLM will do this and this and this. You just give an input to the LLM, you get an output. So why do we have to differentiate between those two? If you come to this scenario here, okay, you have a specific set of things that the AI should be doing, okay, to perform a specific task. Here, it looks like more of a workflow. So it means when the LLM gets better, your overall process will not get extremely good. It may get good at the same task, but it will not be exponential. But when you go here, where you give more independence to the LLM, when the LLM capabilities goes up, your whole application capability goes up as well, because the LLM is kind of free in this environment. So the accuracy in overall action, in overall tool calling, overall interaction with environment is going up because of the LLM capabilities. And also in this case, you can build much more complex things that are not binded to a specific path. Okay, and it gives more flexibility to the application you're building at the end. But I have to give you a caution here. Most of these agents, like pure agents app, are not probably ready for production yet, because you have a lot of uncertainty. You cannot really have a stable solution at the end, and many other things. But with a workflow, you are more likely to create something that can be production ready, because you're controlling the whole pipeline somehow. You're controlling the whole process. But here, you cannot really control and make sure that it will behave the way it should every single time. So I think with better LLMs, we'll get better agents at the end, and we'll have a great use case with independent agent doing great things. Something I need to add as well is actually a team of LLMs or a team of agents, which is quite interesting. I don't think it's in this article. So what you can do also is to have a team of LLMs working together. So they are still free to choose tools, to take knowledge, to interact with the environment. But they can also communicate to perform specific tasks. I think it will be giving a lot of power to AI agents in the future, to make it possible for these agents to perform much more complex tasks. So it can be a team of AI agents replacing it, maybe not a good term, but helping a complete marketing team to do customer research, or just to do outreach at scale and things like that. So this is also a concept that we need to consider when we talk about AI agents in general. Okay, so with that said, I gave some really brief introduction to AI agents. Let me give you some trends of frameworks that we'll be using and we'll be talking about in this video. So if you look at Google, let me check. If you look at Google Trends, you will see that we have LangGraph, AutoGen, and CrewAI popularity changing over time. AutoGen was the first framework, the most popular framework to build AI agents in terms of Star in GitHub and many other. But recently they had some controversy that made the framework less useful for production, because they changed the complete architecture from one version to another, from 0.2 to 0.4. The main person that initiated the project at Microsoft went away, created a new framework. So the framework is not quite stable right now. I think they released a kind of better version, like a stable version, back in January, but they're still down. So that's the reason why these other frameworks are getting ahead of AutoGen at the moment. And it seems like LangGraph is the go-to framework right now to build AI agents. And why? Because I will show you that in the code. With CrewAI, you can build things in a high level, but with LangGraph, you can go deeper and actually create this complex flow. And I will also show you the LangGraph article showing you how to build each of these workflows and AI agents using the frameworks. And it's pretty easy, because as you can see here, we have some kind of graph-based architecture, and LangGraph actually is made of graph. So you can build each of these workflows with LangGraph directly and easily without any complication. So I'll be showing that in the next video. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next part of the program.